I'm thinking of paying 1,999 per month for Claude Pro subscription. So when I actually signed up for that free version, I'm not even sure that it will help me or not. Because like most people, I just used free version, thought it will help me some way, used it for a few weeks. Slowly, I actually figured out how to use it in a proper way. Just think, something that actually run every part of my life. My job, my side work, my personal life, my finances, my growth, my family, friends, knowledge, everything. And that's what I want to show you today. And it's not a review, not an ad or something which I'm trying to show off, but here's a very real way of how you can use that tool and why I am thinking of paying for it, and honestly whether you should do or not. Quick context about myself because it matters why I'm going to use it the way I do. I'm a full-time analyst, senior analyst role, real work, real data, real deadlines, real research, analysis, and all sort of advisory and consulting work. And alongside that, I'm trying to build a personal brand in my channel, creating content, explaining people, helping people, and thinking about what comes after my job. And that's a situation probably sounds familiar to most of you guys. And Claude is basically that one tool which sits at the center of everything. So let me show you exactly how. I'll break it into 3 different parts. One is job, second is building something on your own, and the third is your personal life. And at the end, I will tell you honestly whether the Pro subscription is useful or not and whether it will make sense for you or not. So in the first part of my usage, which is about job, at work, Claude is basically my thinking partner for everything that involves language, research, and analysis. So first thing, I use it for writing that actually needs to be clear, structured, and communicating the right context. It comes in reports, executive presentations, emails, summaries, analysis, everything. I used even ChatGPT before, but the way Claude brings up the language, context in the right way for the right situation, it's unbeatable. So how I use it? I give a draft, a messy draft, or the right context, explain the situation and explain the purpose why I'm writing, and Claude tighten it and make the right content which needs to go into it. And it does spot where the logic is breaking and ask clarifications if there are any to me, take inputs, and then think, rewrite, and repurpose it. That alone saves me about 30 to 40 minutes in a day. And second, I use it for my preparation. Before any important meeting, conference, I'll just describe where I'm going to be and what's the core purpose, what is my communication in it, and what is the right context and background about it. And Claude will help me for the audience and what questions could come up and what I might be missing in my content that is actually required. It's like a quick mental rehearsal, takes just 5 minutes maybe, but changes how confident you feel in the real meeting. Third, analysis. I work day in and out with data, and sometimes data is clear, but most of the times it's not. So I'll try to paste in some of my data points or numbers and ask Claude to help me in finding pattern or way to bring out some unique data points or insights from that particular data. Not to just manipulate or try to bring quick results, but Claude actually thinks in much broader aspects, and it does do research when it's analyzing some data points, find patterns or strategies which is applicable for that type of data points, and give me proper analysis or a point of view which I might not be thinking about. And these are only few use cases at work. There are much more than this. It can do a proper research on a topic. It can integrate with your Excel, PowerPoint to create better visual representation. So this is how I think Claude will help me in 10 times of what I'm thinking right now. And here's the thing I have noticed. People who use AI well at work don't use it to do their job. They use it to do their job better. And that's a big difference. So Claude doesn't replace your thinking. It just makes it better. And the next place where I use is in my side hustle, which is content creation inspiration for me when I'm free or in the weekends when I get time. And this is where Claude does most of the work for me. In this channel, every video starts with a messy idea, messy script, messy content which I'm trying to put up, random connection, mixed feelings, and very minor intention and half-informed opinions about a topic. So before I write a script, I'll dump everything which is in my head into the Claude. It's just a brain vomit. So here's the idea, here's what I'm feeling, and here's what I'm trying to talk about. If there are any more data points or any more ways of explaining things, and I also give my whole channel strategy, tone, branding, the ways I want to talk, and the language which I want to prefer, the ambience which I want to create, and also if there are any references of how other people are trying and creating these videos, then I'll take Claude's help in order to plan my title and thumbnail. Then it understands the topic and see the relevance with my channel strategy and recreate or repurpose the content, and then create an in and out script which is actually much more efficient than how I speak in real life. And also all the packaging stuff which goes into YouTube descriptions, first comment, or anything which is used for marketing. So it helps me in and out when I give that input. And I have few standard templates, and I trained Claude in such a way it responds to me the way I want. So it doesn't only write the script, but it actually finds the spine of the content, then write the script for me. So that thinking based research content is making my channel much more sharper nowadays, because I'm not just creating content, I'm consuming the information which I need and thinking through it and then making the content. So things that would eat 2 hours now done in 15 minutes. Not perfectly, I would say. You can refine the outputs the way you want. So for that you need that limit of tokens which can help you to do more iterations of the chat. For that you need Pro subscription, obviously. So honestly, the biggest unlock for me was I stopped asking Claude to do something, but started asking, this is what I think, and this is where the whole logic is coming from. And that's when it went from useful tool to actually be useful, because it pushes back, it asks what you mean, points out the things you quietly glassed over, and that's worth a lot, having a partner who engage with you and help you build something when it comes to your side hustle. And thirdly, for personal life, the most underrated use case for everyone who's using AI. So this one not many people talk about. I use Claude for personal thinking as well. Not productivity, not hustle, or not how I can grow in so and so field, just thinking. So when I'm trying to make decisions in my life about anything, it might be career, work, education, family, friends, buying, thinking, mindset, anything, I actually started describing Claude. What's the situation? What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? And asks it to think along with me and help me take better decisions. So for suppose I used to become little messy every time at work, at real life, at content creation, everything. So I explained what are the situations where I became messy, how I felt after that, what are the consequences which I faced because of that, why am I thinking about it right now. It actually gave me and recognized few patterns and also suggested me some ways of overcoming it. And I think that's the brilliant suggestion which I got from anyone about being messy in life. So I have made better decisions because of this habit, not because Claude is smart, because the act of explaining your situation forces me to actually understand all those situations. Okay, so do you actually need to pay $1,999 per month for Pro subscription or not? Honest answer is it depends on your usage. If you are just trying AI tools on how it will help you, then the free version is genuinely the best choice for experimenting with lower limits, with lower use cases, because the Claude free version is better than lot many paid tools. It will create the best reports in PDF format. It will give you a HTML web page of your portfolio. It might not add images and videos because of restrictions, but it will create any good form of visual representation communication using text, and also it does research, analysis, it scripts your content, but maybe very low limits of usage as per the complexity of your task. You need Pro version if you are using in every part of your life, your work life, your personal life, your growth in any side hustle. If you are constantly hitting message limits or usage limits in a month, then you should probably give a try, because here the real value isn't the features, the real value is the limit of usage, because the actual cost that goes for Claude to maintain this system is the usage of compute. So the infrastructure usage actually costs on the limit you use. So Pro version mostly fixes it. The features which you want to use is up to you on how you want to use it. For me, 1999 for something I can use for my work, content, personal life per month is not a big deal, because it saves a lot of my time and the cost of my time is much more than 1999. So that feels a fair price for me. So I can talk about different AI tools as well in the future. So if you are using Claude right now and thinking it's not that useful for you, you're wrong. I bet it's not because of the tool, it's because of how you are using it. Stop asking questions, give your context, explain, tell it who you are, what you're working on, what you're trying to figure out, and then ask for Claude to respond. That's it. That one shift from question to context changes the output completely. So try it tonight, maybe not on a small thing, but on some better decision making or better thinking, which you have been stuck for a while now, and see what happened. Let me know in the comments how you felt about using Claude. I keep creating content like this, which will help you think better and take better decisions. See you in the next one. Until then, take care and keep smiling.